In November of 2009, while viewing the wild horses of the Calico Mountain Complex in northern Nevada, my partner and I were both impressed at how quiet it was. The silence was overwhelmingly peaceful. On January 16, 2010, in the Soldier Meadow area, we witnessed the Bureau of Land Management, or the BLM as they are commonly called, break the peace. On this day, the BLM intruded on the land and violated the peace with the intention of capturing and thus destroying the lives of wild horses. Using helicopters to chase and frighten the horses, the BLM ran the horses into a trap in which they would lose their freedom forever. The BLM chased and frightened, and the horses ran for their lives and their families' lives. The BLM claims they only capture horses within a 10-mile radius, which means the BLM helicopters could be pushing these horses to run hard and fast for 10 miles. The glistening sweat on this horse attests to how hard he has been running for his life. In their attempt to frighten the horses, the helicopter sometimes came within a few feet of the horses. Although the BLM chased, frightened, and captured horses for about 10 hours this day, they only allowed us to witness it for about an hour and a half. By the end of the day, 122 horses were captured and taken from their home by the BLM. The moment the horses enter the trap, their freedom is gone and they will never live as a horse again. The first step in breaking the spirit of the wild horse. Once caught in the trap, the horses were clearly and understandably disoriented and frightened by the loss of their freedom. Additionally, the metal cages, clanging gates, and the human beings touching them and shaking whips at them only added to their stress. Little did they know that their freedom was not the only loss they would suffer this day. The BLM then proceeded to separate family members. Mares were separated from their stallions, and foals were separated from their mothers. This poor foal had his head slammed in the gate while attempting to stay with his mother. From this moment on, the horses would never be with their family again. As family is where the horses get their sense of security and safety, this is the second step in breaking the spirit of the wild horse. BLM then proceeded to force the horses onto a truck to move the horses to a temporary holding facility. This is the last time these horses will ever see their home or be with their families. At the temporary holding facilities, the mares were on one side of the fence and their foals were on the other side. They stood huddled next to the fence facing each other, calling out to each other. Destroying these horses' lives is an American tragedy. Witnessing these horses being treated as if their lives are meaningless to them, which of course they are not, was an ugly and sickening process to helplessly watch. Although no horses were killed this day, 122 horses lost their lives. There was one horse, however, who did escape capture that day, a black stallion who just trotted off as the helicopters flew and the other horses ran around him. The BLM claims they are doing all this to the wild horses because they care about the wild horses and are concerned that some of the horses will starve. If the BLM is so concerned that the horses won't have enough browse, why then are they allowing ranchers to graze cows in the areas where the wild horses were captured? If there is enough browse for the cows, then how can there not be enough for the wild horses? The BLM needs to stop managing or mismanaging our public lands for the benefit of cattle ranchers and start managing our lands for the benefit of the wildlife.
Bye.